y'all, and welcome to today's video. I made a purchase and bought some things from the new Besame Disney Villains collection. I bought the Queen's Spellbook eyeshadow palette. We're going to play with this. I'm going to show it to you. We're going to do swatches, and even though I have not put it on my eyes yet, I have some thoughts that I want to share with y'all, but we'll do an eye look, all of that. I've never tried Besame, so I'm very excited about this. And I also bought the lipstick. This is the Maleficent lipstick. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about packaging, performance, all of that. And if you are new here, I want to say, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here on my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. You know, I do upload lots of new videos every single week. So if you are looking for new fun makeup content, this is the place to be. Subscribe before you leave. But I have a lot that I want to talk about in this video. So let's jump into it. Y'all, getting started, I want to talk about this lipstick. I am wearing the lipstick now, and I have never tried Besame. I've never bought anything from the brand. So with this collection, this fun Disney collection, I decided, you know what? I'm always curious when I see their releases. I'm gonna buy a few things, and this lipstick caught my eye. Now, there were 3 different lipsticks, but I bought this pinky shade. Out of the 3 shades they had, this is the one that I was like, you know what, I want to try this one. I love Maleficent as a villain. So this is their classic color lipstick, and the name of the shade is Wicked Rose. So it's a somewhat small container. It does have like the dragon that Maleficent becomes on the packaging. It's in green, and then when you roll it up, you have villains right here, and then the Besame logo. So this is the lip color that I have on today. I think it's very pretty. It feels nice and hydrating, nourishing on the lips, so I like that. I will say, for the price, because this was a pricey collection, I do kind of wish that the packaging was a little more luxe, like felt a little heavier, maybe had a magnetic closure, but that's just me being picky. Like, that's my first impression when I took it out. I'm like, oh, okay, the scrolling is very cute. It's just a little smaller, you know, than I thought. But let's talk about this. Now, this is the box for the palette. So it's black with the dark poisons on there. And I want to point out that this says the Queen's Spellbook eyeshadow palette. On the back, you do have the ingredients to all the shadows, but I don't see any warnings about it not being eye safe, nothing like that. The side of this also looks like a book spine, so if you want to keep your palette in here, you can, and then it opens like that. I thought that was a really, really pretty touch. I will say, when I got my order, I opened this, I took it out of the box, I was like, oh, this is why they charge the price that they charge. The packaging is 10 out of 10 amazing. So I'm gonna spend time showing it to you, because this is where the money was. I think this palette was $115, something like that. I'll link it down below. Very expensive. Like I said, I wanted to know, is Besame worth the hype? When they release future products, should I be interested? So I spent the money on the palette, and this looks amazing. So we have poisons here. It feels like a book. We have a spine here, so it's going to be beautiful on my shelf with poisons. Flipping it on the back, you don't have any of the ingredients that are on the box, which I like because it keeps it looking very nice and luxe. So we have Disney Villains, we have the heart with the dagger through it, and then just the Besame information here. You can see it's like a velvet, crushed leather, not velvet, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said velvet, like a crushed faux leather bookmark. And then, okay, let me show you. Let me see if I can do this. So you open the book up, and it's still so on theme. So, property of the Queen, here's space, I guess you could write your name if you wanted to, and it says poison apple. One taste of the poisoned apple and the victim's eyes will close forever in the sleeping death. So you turn the page. Let me see. It's hard to do this, so make sure I show y'all. Okay, so you turn the page, and here's where we have basically like a recipe, but it's for looks. So the Evil Queen, it tells you where to put the shades. If you want to look like Ursula, where to put the shades. If you want to look like Maleficent, where to put the shades. I thought that was really cute. So it's almost like they're giving you instructions and how to create looks and inspiration with the palette. I thought that was really, really cool. And then here's where the page turning stops. So here's where our palette is. It says The Peddler's Disguise, Mummy Dust, Black of Night, Old Hag's Cackle, and Scream of Fright. If you watch Snow White, you know, but the palette slides out like this. Hold on, put my finger in there and it pops out. So this is all just a case for the palette, essentially. So the palette has this, and then on the spine you have Besame, on the back again the villain's logo, and we have the color story inside. I'm going to show you a close-up of this palette, what it looks like before I swatched it. And on the mirror, we also have graphics from Snow White. Very, very pretty. Editing Heather here. I just wanted to give you a quick update. I am re-editing and uploading this video from last night. I was concerned that the shade Sea Witch is a pressed glitter, but Besame says it is not. It is eye safe. I will say, I think it's just a really terrible eyeshadow. I think the formula is awful, but here's the response. I'm going to zoom y'all in though, and we are going to create an eye look because I want to know how these shadows perform. Okay, so I primed my eyes with my Sigma eye base in the shade Ignite. I do have oily lids, deep set eyes, so I always use an eye primer. And I really want to create something purple. So we're going to go in first with Vanity, the matte purple shade in the palette. I want to see how pigmented these shadows are, and then I will probably blend it out with the Forbidden Mountains, this matte, like kind of vanilla cream shade. Okay, so I'm picking this up on my Sigma brush. I'll look at the number in just a minute, but I wanted to really get this matte shade and press it right on to my eye primer because I want to make sure we get some pigment out of this look. And even though these swatched really well, it's still a shadow formula that I've never used. So I decided to go right in with my boldest shade. I'm just going to press that on, and I'll worry about blending in a minute. But first, I just want to make sure I get that pigment right where I want it. And this is a E25 from Sigma. So far, I mean, that looks pigmented to me for sure. Okay, so I've got that shade on. I'm taking this dual-ended brush from the Sigma Alice in Wonderland palette, and I'm picking up that kind of creamy vanilla shade, Forbidden Mountains, and I'm going to use this to kind of buff the edges so that hopefully we'll get like a kind of lighter purple shade mixed in here, and it'll be a nice transition, make it easy to blend. I think what I'm gonna have to do is maybe dip once into the purple and once into Forbidden Mountains so I can kind of custom mix my shade. Yeah, there we go. That's giving me a little bit nicer of a shade to work with, and I'm just going to keep blending, just keep blending back and forth, back and forth. But I'm taking the other end of my Sigma brush. I'm going into the shade My Pet because I don't want to do just a monochromatic purple look. I want to go in with this green. I'm going to spray my brush first and then put it on the lid. Okay, so I'm going to take this shade. I'm going to put it right on the lid. This is very pretty. Oh, very pretty. I have to be honest though, I was just so excited for this collection because I paid an arm and a leg for it. Yes, I did. I paid a lot of money for it, and the packaging is so beautiful. The packaging so far, from what I can tell, is really what you're paying for. You know, you're paying for the packaging. It's a collector's thing. Okay, so I think the shade looks pretty. I am going to do the lower lash line now, and I'm thinking we'll go in with Your Excellency, which is kind of like a matte shimmer hybrid from what I can tell. Like it's a matte with some extra sparkle. And I'm just going to put that on the lower lash line. I'm using a Sigma pencil brush. And so far, so good. Just blending it down. It's not a very deep shade, but I do want to test as many shades as possible. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do like that. Just bringing that around underneath. And then I'm going to switch over to this Sigma E42, and I'm going into Wicked, the matte black, and we're just going to build up some depth in the outer corner so that, one, we get to test more shades, but two, I just think having this black and having some depth out here is going to be really pretty. I do think I'm going to have to go back and re-blend the crease a little bit because I took that green shimmer, my pet shade, up a little higher. So I want to just make sure I don't lose that matte purple. Okay. All right. I think that looks okay. For the inner corner, let's do my voice. This one right here, this really pretty lilac lavender metallic-y shade. So let me pick that up on another Sigma pencil brush. We'll pop that right here. Okay, kind of thought that was going to be more pigmented when I applied it. Let me build it up a little bit. Okay, I am thinking this is all we'll do for the eyes. I am going to complete the eye look over here. I'm going to see if I need to blend. I'm going to do liner, lashes. Editing Heather here again. I just wanted to come on. I still wanted to leave in this swatch just to show y'all, like, if you're trying to blend this shade or anything, it's just a really bad formula or something. I could never recommend this shade. I don't think I have any eyeshadows this bad in any collection or any palette. Okay, y'all, here is my finished look. I'll just quickly say the packaging on this collection, 10 out of 10. I mean, for me, that's what I'm paying for, this packaging, right? I was excited about it. I wanted to try it. I was really hopeful the products inside would be nice quality. I think my eye look is very nice. I think the mattes were fine. Not amazing, not wonderful, not bad, but they were fine. They worked fine. The shimmer on my lid, very pretty. Overall, if I'm judging the shadows, like they're okay. They're good. They're okay to good. You know what I mean? But definitely not a favorite or anything. I will say, if you were buying this palette for like the reason that I was, the packaging and the shadows looked pretty too, because I do think it's a pretty color story. I think you'll be, you know, fine with your purchase. The eye look is pretty. Is it something I'm going to keep reaching for? No. The lipstick, I wish I would not have bought the lipstick. I will say that. I mean, it's not terrible, but I feel like the quality, if you handed me to this and it didn't have the Besame logo and you said, Heather, who made this lipstick? I would say ColourPop, because it's nice. I think ColourPop makes really nice stuff, but it's not a super luxurious packaging experience. Like, I just expected it to be a little heavier, but it's fine. I just wouldn't have paid $30 for it. Like, I wouldn't recommend you go out and spend your money. I hope this video was helpful. I never want to come on and just be super negative, but I always want to be super honest. But I will talk to y'all very soon in another video. Bye.